So this week, we're going to do 3 projects.
I'll call it triplets.
We're going to refinish this tray. I'm going to update this purse. I got a different purse and I said, I think I'll try to just paint this. And I have a little jewelry box, and let me get a little bit closer and I'll show you. It has a wind-up jewelry box that it's not working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it apart and see if it just needs, you know, the crank or the key or whatever it has. And if I have to, I'll get a new mechanism for the inside. And I will refresh this. It's nice and clean. I don't get these things unless they're very, very clean inside, because I don't want to deal with someone else's, you know, trash or stains in something like this. So, but this one is in pretty good condition. So all I have to do is freshen that up a little. I disinfect them, and then I go over it with a little bit of alcohol. And yeah, so mainly I'm going to sand this down a little bit and just see if I can refresh the finish. And we'll see what happens with this, with these legs. You know, they're in there really nicely, and so I probably will not disturb them. I'm just going to go around them because I don't want to make matters complicated. But I'll refresh these and maybe darken them up a little bit or put a little gilding. This has a little bit of a copper color on it. I'm not sure if you can see that, but again, sometimes when these come out, they don't go back in. So I'm going to leave them in place, and we're going to do a very, very mild restoration, and we'll make it cute. So yeah, I'm not sure which one is going to come in first here, but it's probably going to be 10-minute blocks. So you can choose to watch all of them, and I hope you will. Or you might choose to just watch a part of it. And so what I'll do is I'll try to leave a timestamp below in the text so that you'll know which ones are where. Okay, so let's get started.
So after sanding it down, I realized that it really wasn't very pretty, and I decided to go ahead and paint it. Okay, these are glued on, so I don't want to wreck them. So I'm going to end up leaving them on. But I can decorate them afterwards. It's just going to be too hard to paint. I will cover these though. I'll put a total of 3 coats of paint on with some touch-ups. So this is the back, and I want to do a little stenciling. So I'm going to use a stencil that I used before. I'm going to get it situated so that it's even, first of all. From side to side, get a good look at that. I'm going to use gold gilding wax. It's King Gold by Pebeo. To use a little makeup, like an eyeshadow sponge. And I just put it on. Here I'm just using a floral stencil to add a few flowers to the edges and just to break up some of the patterns a little bit and add some interest. I didn't add too many transfers. I just dotted it with just a few transfers. Let's remove this tape and see what we have. This gilding wax looks so pretty on the hardware and even better on the legs. All I did was highlight the details. So this is in pretty rough condition. The paint is coming off and it's pretty rusty. So after cleaning it, what I'm going to do is, I already cleaned it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rust dissolver and I'm going to spray a little bit on here. And I'm going to just kind of spray some and then rub it on and then wipe it off in a few minutes. So I'm just going to kind of rub it into the surface so that it covers any spots. I don't really want to get it on my hands. So, and I'll leave that for a few minutes. So I have a problem here. Even though I put Rust-Oleum on it, the rust is coming through again. So what I have to do is wait for this primer to dry and use some Rust-Oleum anti-rust primer. I should have done that to begin with, but I didn't. So far, not too bad. I mean, I can see the rust, but it's totally covered. And so that's all I'm concerned about. And I guess I'll deal with any pop through afterwards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to decoupage the inside of this.
And I'm going to paint around the edges and on the back. So let's get our paint. And so this time I'm using a napkin decoupage. And I have these set of napkins. I just got them inexpensive from Amazon. And I try to pick up napkins when I see them. And I usually use them for small items to decoupage. And these work out usually really nice. I have some decoupage trays at home that I use. These are a 2-ply. So what I would do is remove this side. And what I'm going to do is remove that back side. I will be tearing up little pieces so that I piece them together. This is the color that I'm using on the base tray. It's moss, and that should be a good match. And I don't know why. I love this color, so that's probably why I have two. But they're both open. I don't know why. So let's just start by tearing up some pieces. And yeah. Now it doesn't really matter if you overlap, because this is such a thin surface with the ply of the napkin. You can overlap. I think I even will tear off these edges, and I'm going to do most of this off camera. And so I have torn up, I think, half a dozen napkins, and I did find that they were actually 3-ply. So I started tearing them a little bit more, and I could see there was one more ply there. Most of them are 3-ply. So I try to keep it so that I am not using that second ply there and going to have problems. So I'm using my Aleens. I am going to start in the center. And so let me catch up with you in a little bit. So I just kind of wanted to catch up and show you how I finish on the details. And so, yeah, I'm going to let this overlap quite a bit. And this does have a tiny bit of a curve in it. I'm going to try to make that curve match. Yep, so I'm going to finish with that, but I'm going to finish this edge, but I'll turn it this way so that you can see how much neater that edge is. Yep, and I'll show you when I'm done. I have it raised up on a couple of paint cans. So I'm going to try to use a steady hand to use this gold paint just around the edge on the inside. I don't think there's anything on it, just in case. So I'm going to try to use a steady hand here. Do you hate math and measuring? Because I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to do a foolproof measuring of doing stripes. Now, if you need to measure, you do you. But if you really don't like it and you're a little lax on perfection, this might be for you too. Let's mix up some color for making stripes. Now, what I want is I want a very translucent metallic look. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the Moonshine Metallics and this Home Decor gold. I'm going to add that to a little bit of leftover um, clear coat. Although this is flat, I'm hoping that the metallic will come through. So let's try it. Oh, that's really pretty. This is really nice. It's just a super light gold. So interestingly, when you measure this out, the center does not match the scallops along the edge. So what I did was I'm using the center as a measurement by eye. And I think that's a good size stripe for this. It's not huge, and yeah. I could make that just a little bit smaller. Let's bring it. I'm using masking tape, by the way. And I just stand back and take a look at it. That looks good. So let's take this bit of a wider brush here. Oh, that's going to be so nice. Very translucent, very shiny. Perfect. Wonderful.
So I begin measuring in the center. And then once I have that situated to where I'm happy, I go directly to each side and I choose where I want my side stripes to line up. Once those are set, then I can use each section half on one side and half on the other and eyeball what is in the middle of that section, and so forth and so on. Each time you break down your section and find the middle, you'll always be lined up within a very good reason. And this works for me. I'm not sure it will work for you, but you can give it a try on something that you don't care about, or just grab a piece of wood or some flat surface and try it out for yourself and see if it works for you.
So here is the white purse that I'm going to paint. I have taped it off a little bit. Just it's not perfect. It keeps coming off actually, but it'll just make me aware of not trying to go over the lines. And I'm sure when it comes to the zippers, I'll probably get some on there. I plan on waxing the zippers because when you paint things like that, it gets in between the little teeth of the zipper. So it's good to put some wax on it. And I think what I'm going to do is start with the bottom. I just want to put some paint on here. So I have 3 round brushes and I have 3 colors. I put them all in a palette so I could just play with them and I wouldn't have to worry about mixing them up. And I have my water mister. So yeah, I am going to, I don't know, I'll just start, I think, with the it's like a beigey brown. I think the color is Rattan. I will go over the colors at the end. I'll list them so that we know what they are. I kind of got a little bit of the colors together there when I was pouring them out. So yeah, and this is not going to be a careful blend. I don't know. I'm just going to throw some colors on and see what happens. Yep. So this is not too exciting because what I'm going to have to do is kind of put these on and then let it sit because there's so many sides to a purse. If I want to have at least some kind of sense about it, then I want to do one section at a time. There. So we'll let that dry. I am going to put my brushes in a plastic bag. But yeah, let's let this dry, and then I'll be able to flip it over and do mostly one side, and then there'll be the ends. So yeah.
Now, I'm working in my storage area because it's the only place I have to hang the purse up, and because otherwise I don't really know how to do it. So I'm going to try to work like this, so please forgive my background. This is surely one of those trust the process moments because these colors seem really odd together, but when you see it at the end, it will make sense. And the green causes purple to change and the brown. So I end up with not too much green, but I think, you know, I like it, and I wonder if you like it, and hope that you'll leave a comment and just let me know.
Hi, thank you for watching this week's video. This week was a little bit different, and what I did was I did 3 small projects, which ended up to be not really that small. Um, they entailed a lot of work, a lot of fine detailed work, which I like doing. I enjoy it. So what I did was I grabbed a purse that I was about to toss into the trash. It's a faux leather purse, and I wear the backpack purses all the time, but I really wear them out a lot because I carry them everywhere, and obviously, and I don't tend to switch them out, so they don't get a break from being tossed around in my car and what have you. So yeah, instead of tossing it out, I decided to give it a little bit of a freshen up, and yeah, you could see it on, and I'll post that. So that was kind of fun. A little challenging of where to hang it when I was working on it, but I finally figured out I just hung it from my garage opener, and that worked perfectly. Except one day I came into the garage and I could see my purse floating across the sky. And I'm like, what is that? So that was kind of funny. I did a tray. This tray at one time was really beautiful. It's old, it's metal. Hopefully you're not disappointed that I didn't try to restore it. I thought about it, but it's very badly rusted, and I really couldn't get the rust to stop from coming through. So I decided to just freshen it up, and I kept it the green, but I used a matte color. I did some paper napkin decoupage with the just barely there gold stripes, and I like it. I think it came out kind of cute. Hopefully someone would want to use it again, because there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it can still be used and it's still cute. So is it as beautiful as it once was? No, no, it really isn't. But it's still cute. It's not going to go in the trash or get loaded up with junk, hopefully. So someone can use it a little bit. And then I did a music, I keep saying a music box. It's a jewelry box with a music box in it. A lot of fine details here. I did get a little music box that would fit in it. And yeah, it's very cute. I don't know if I can reach over here and just give it a little wind. Anybody know what that song is? Put it in the comments. Extra credit if you know what it means in English. So yes, thank you again for watching the video. I'll put up some close-up pictures and a little bit more detail. So thank you for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. If you're not subscribed, would you consider subscribing and give it a like if you did like it? If you watched all this way, I really, really thank you. I know these videos tend to be a little on the long side, so I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, I wish you all good and beautiful things. Oh, did you like the dress? Thanks, Lavon. Take care. And I just want to say that today is going to be a rainy day. There's a lot of weather warnings, and I have a lot of dead trees on that side. This is the downside of the mountain. Of course, I'm looking up, and I have concerns because these trees do come down. And you can see some of the fallen logs out there. Just a lot of dead wood over there. And so I'm going to stay until I feel uncomfortable, and then I will leave.